Today we are going to do a short yoga practice, but before you begin, if you want to pop on any music or anything like that, go for it. Find yourself potentially something that resembles a block, or if you are lucky enough to have a block, go and grab your block. Throw it to the side of the mat so it's there if you need it. And let's begin. In your own time, make your way into child's pose. So your benjies, take them out so they come comfortably wide. Your big toes may come together, they might not. Totally fine. And then stretch your arms towards the front of the room and rest your forehead down nice and heavy into the ground. Now you stay. I'm going to pop myself back up so you can hear me alright. And when you arrive here, take a deep breath in through your nose. And a slow breath back out through your nose. And you start disentangling your awareness away from your thoughts and allow yourself to land in the moment. So you start to sharpen your senses and you notice the temperature in the room. You notice the sensations in your body. You can feel the weight of your body dropping down into the ground. You notice any smells, any noises around you. You just become more aware, yeah? I want to stay here a couple more moments. Just simply continue to breathe in and out of your nose. And take your time, so you're not hyperventilating your way through your practice. You're breathing slow, you're breathing steady. And not to the point where it's stressful, but just see if you can nudge the edges of your breath so it's a little bit longer and just a bit more fuller than it would usually be. So you're using a greater capacity in your lungs. Take one final round of breath here. Stretch your hands forwards. On the exhale, wiggle your bum right down towards your heels. And on the no breath, make your way up into a 4-point position. So you come onto your hands, you come onto your knees, and you move through your cat and cow. So take an inhale, belly draws down towards the ground, broaden your collarbones towards the front of the room, you look up. Exhale, tuck your chin back in towards your chest, and see if you can stretch out through the shoulder blades and draw your chin towards your chest. Inhale, belly drops back down, lift your sit bones. Drop your belly down low. Exhale, curl back up and towards yourself. Draw your lower belly and your belly button right up and towards your spine. And just take a few more like this with your breath. So inhale, belly drops down. Exhale, ripple back up. If your eyes are open and you're looking around the room, that's deeply distracting. So maybe close your eyes down and see if you can feel this little chain reaction of movement going from one end of your spine to the other end. Take your time, take one more round, making sure you stay for all of your exhale, and then return to neutral. So palms press into the mat. The spine is neither in your cat or in your cow. It's just nice and long in the center. Press your left hand down into the ground. And inhale, stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling. Now see if you can stretch your 2 palms apart, but give your shoulder blades a little squeeze back in towards the spine. Exhale, thread right arm down underneath your left one and bring your right cheek down to the ground. See if you can invite your right shoulder down as well. Yeah. And just give a little extra pressure into your left hand so you can slide your right arm a little bit further underneath. Lovely. Then walk your left hand towards the front of the room, press the palm down and pull your left hip crease back to extend through the left hand side. Yeah, so from your left fingertips all the way to your left hip crease. Take a deep breath in, a full breath back out, and then you come back out. Left hand comes down, you come out the same way that you came in. So right arm stretches up towards the ceiling. Take the palm back down to the ground and you swap your side. So right hand underneath your right shoulder. Left arm lifts up towards the ceiling, broaden the chest, little squeeze of your shoulder blades, and exhale, left arm threads underneath the right one. Cheek comes down, the shoulder comes down. You press into your right hands, slide the left shoulder just a bit further underneath you, and then lighten up your right fingertips, walk them fingertip extension all the way down through the right hand side. Gather a breath in. And then empty it back out. And turn your right hand underneath the right shoulder. Left arm lifts up towards the ceiling. Broaden your chest. I'm losing my shirt. And then exhale as your hands come down to the ground. Press your hands, tuck your toes. Now lift your lower belly. I'm just going to pull up my pants. Okay. Hands plug down, toes plug down, lower belly lifts. And the only thing that we're going to move is our knees and to hover them just up off the ground. Now the lower you get your knees to the ground, the harder this is going to be. The higher you hike your knees and your bum up, the easier it's going to be. So you choose. Plug down into your palms. Squeeze your thumbs together. That wakes up the inner arms and the front of your chest. Press down into your pinky finger. That wakes up the outer arms and the back muscles. You stay for another 3. See if you can get your knees a little lower. For 2, but not so low that they hit the ground. Favorite, say 2. 1, and then shift it back. Downward facing dog, and be really generous with yourself. Bend your knees heaps. You can lift the heels up and start lengthening through the upper body. To make yourself more at home here, you might like to pedal out through the heels. So press 1 down, bend the opposite knee, and then swap it over. Just take some movement here so you get a little bit acquainted with your downward facing dog. And if you've been practicing for quite some time, downward dog is going to feel very familiar. See if you can still explore it like it's your first time. For my friends who it is your first time, congratulations, there's lots to explore, yeah? Now just stay here for a couple more rounds of breath. Think about your head being in line with your upper arms. Your lower ribs, they tuck back in towards themselves, and then you draw your lower belly right up and in towards your lower back, so your core is engaged and the lower back is supported. On your inhale, roll up onto the balls of your feet, lengthen your legs, bend your knees even more now, and just tippy toe your feet up towards the top of your mat. Take lots of little steps. Once you arrive, ground your feet behind your hands. They're about as wide as your shoulders. Inhale, half lift, slide the fingers up the front of the shins. Exhale, back down towards yourself, and you hang your upper body over the top of the lower body. Either dangle your arms down towards the ground, or you can bend your elbows like I have. Bring your fingertips into the opposite elbow creases, so it's like you weave one arm into the other, and then you don't need to hang on to them, they'll just look after themselves. Enjoy a little sway here. That's from side to side. Pop a little bounce into it. You can nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Just allow yourself to untangle any tightness that's in your upper body. And you stay for a full round of breath. Can you get your ribs right down towards your thighs? So that means bending your knees some more. Go for it. And untangle. 2 arms down towards the ground. You keep the softness in your knees. Inhale, roll yourself up to stand, so bone by bone. You climb your way up. Once you're standing, your head stacks on top of your shoulders, which stack on top of your hips. 2 arms stretch out wide, reach them up towards the ceiling. You press your 2 palms above your head. To exhale, hands come down through prayer in front of your chest. Samastiti. Deep breath in. Full breath out, release 2 hands down by your sides, crack your eyes open. And let's begin. Inhale, take 2 arms out wide, reach them up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bow back down and towards yourself. Your knees are soft, your arms stretch out wide, and you're back in your forward fold. Take a halfway lift. Inhale, pull the chest forwards. Exhale, hands come flat, feet step back, and you're in everyone's favorite pose. Plank pose. And you begin, just look at your hands. Press down into your first knuckle. So the first knuckle is like the big knuckle of the first finger, right? Press that down into the ground, make sure it's not bubbling up. Press down into the inside, outside heels of your hands, and give your thumbs a little squeeze in. But remember, still press into the fingertips, yeah? So all of your hands are plugging down in towards the ground. You have a really tiny little bend into your elbows, and then extend your gaze beyond your fingertips. You lift through the back of your head, your neck comes back in line with the rest of your spine. Press your heels back, pull your collarbones forward, take a deep breath in, and exhale. Place your knees down to the ground. Now keep your feet grounding, low and slow, from the top of your plank to the bottom of your plank. Your elbows tuck in. Lighten up your palms. Inhale, cobra pose. So peel your forehead, your shoulders, your collarbones, and some of your ribs up and away from the mat. Now tuck your little wings in. Yeah, drop your shoulders out of your ears. And roll yourself back down, one little length of your spine at a time. Same thing again. Inhale, press into the top of your feet. Your knees might lift up. You can feel your legs working here. You can feel your glutes working, right? Now lift your lower belly. Does that feel a bit more safe? A bit more contained? Perfect. Now press deeply into your feet. Yep. And then exhale. Lower yourself down. There's so many things to do here. It's easy to forget. Last time. Inhale. Peel yourself up. Lightness in your palms. Heaviness in your hands. Feel your legs working. To lower yourself back down, we slide it back into child's pose. You can either keep pressing into the top of your feet or you can tuck your toes. Shift your way back. The main difference is that if you have your toes tucked in your child's pose, you also get a little stretch into the soles of your feet. If the tops of the feet are pressing down into the ground, you get a little stretch across the front of your ankles. So it just depends on what you need more. Gather a deep breath in. And take a full breath out. Inhale. Press down into your palms. Lift your forearms up and away from the mat, and exhale, make your way back. Downward facing dog. And think about lengthening your upper body. Don't worry about getting your legs straight. That will just happen over time. Now inhale, roll up onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look forward. So you're going to either walk, step, or hop your feet to the top of your mat. See if you can get there quietly. When you arrive, halfway lift, pull your chest forward. Exhale, bow in towards yourself. Now bring your big toes to touch. Create a little bit of space in between your heels. And bow back down in towards yourself. Inhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, reach your arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose. You sit right down into your legs, like you're sitting into an actual chair. Yeah? So your tailbone drops down. Your two front hip points, imagine you're going to lift them up towards your lower ribs. Just so you're lifting up the pelvis. You draw your inner thighs down and you can feel like these outside bits of your glutes, your glute meats, you can feel them wrapping back in. Steady your gaze towards the front of the room. Find your breath. Relax your shoulders. And on your inhale, start to float your right knee up. So you transfer your weight into your left foot. You flex both feet. And with a nice strong core, start to press your right foot back. Warrior 3. Stretch yourself out nice and long. Now, if you don't want to work that hard this morning, fair enough. You can bring your hands into prayer in front of your chest. That's just going to make it a little less intense for your core. Now, as you pause here, roll your outer right hip down. Lift your left thigh up and lift your lower belly. Take a deep breath in. Slow breath back out. Inhale, if your hands aren't already extended, stretch them out nice and long. Start to bend your left knee and drip your right toes down towards the ground to arrive. Crescent lunge. Now square towards the front of the room. Pull the right hip forward, draw the left hip back, and get a little lower in your legs. Deep breath in, steady your gaze. Stretch both arms up towards the ceiling and exhale, land in the shape. We stay here just for one more round of breath. Inhale. Exhale fully. Yeah, relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, open out, warrior 2. So slow it up, facing you. Stretch 2 arms out wide. Broaden your chest towards the right hand side of the room. Lunge nice and deep into your left knee and look towards the front of the room. Now give your legs a nice squeeze in towards the midline. As you stretch your 2 hands further apart. Flip the 2 palms and on your inhale, lengthen the left leg, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, 2 hands, come back to your warrior 2 and you bend your left knee. Now see if you can link up this movement with your breath. Inhale, lengthen the left leg. You might even like to come right up onto your left heel. Exhale to lower yourself back down. One more like that. Inhale, arms reach up. Left leg extends. Exhale, lower yourself back down. Now stay low. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Left arm reaches up and back. Right hand slides down the back of the right leg. To exhale, windmill 2 hands down towards the ground. Frame off your front foot. Now just toe heel your left foot out a little wider. Lovely. We'll place the right knee down to the ground. Toe heel your left foot just like a little bit further forward, a little caterpillar action. Then lengthen the left leg. I like to tuck my back right toes here. It just makes me feel more secure through my back knee. If that's much of a muchness for you, you can press into the top of your foot. It just depends on what feels better. Yeah? And you just pause here for a lovely moment, stretching out the back of your left leg. Yeah? So you get a hamstring stretch, and if you're lucky and you have tight calves, you also get a calf stretch. Yeah? See if you can invite your left heel to press towards the front of the room and then draw your toes back right up and towards your nose. Lovely. Give your left hip a little shift back. Draw the right hip forward just so you stay nice and square towards the front of the room. Deep breath in. Slow breath back out. One more like that. See if you can lengthen through your spine. Exhale, just soften the shape a little more. And then we'll come back out. Press the 2 palms down, slide the left foot back, and lunge back into your left knee. Now if you have your block hand, you might like to grab one. Alright, perfect. You can start with the right hand on a block. Inhale. Shift your hips forward and down so you feel a nice stretch across the front of your hips. You might like to leave it like that, or you can lift the left arm up. Circle it back and around, pick up your right foot and start to reach for your right foot with your left hand. Yeah. Now the more you draw your heel in towards yourself, the stronger this is going to be. The further away, the less strong. Yeah. Now if your foot doesn't want to come on your knee, that happens sometimes, you get it. You might like to grab yourself like a towel and you can loop that around your foot and then use that to draw in a little bit more. Or simply just stay here in the lunge. Yeah. Stay just for another 3 rounds of breath. Having a lovely time here. And see if you can smooth the breath out. You allow it to be slow and steady regardless of how intense the shape is. Yeah. Because first and foremost, yoga is a breathing practice. And if you're not aware of your breath when you're doing your practice, then it starts becoming like gymnastics, but like really strange gymnastics, yeah? So breathe. Allow your awareness to rest with your breath. And get one more final deep breath in. And exhale, release your right foot. Take it back down to the ground. Probably feels quite nice. Walk your hands back in, look forwards, and we're just going to step to the top of the mat again. So pick up your right foot, but tuck it behind your left foot. So 2 feet come to touch, but they're the wrong way around. Yeah, so the pinky toes come together, the big toes are out wider. Now see if you can take your big toe knuckles and press them down to the ground. Lovely. So you press into all 4 corners of your feet, so the big toes, the little toes, and the insides and the outsides of your heels. So you press it down. You lift your arches up, take a halfway lift here. You might be taking your block with you for a bit more height and steadiness, and a bit of softness into your knees as you exhale, bow back down and towards yourself. And if you find forward folding tricky at the best of times, it just got a whole lot trickier, didn't it? Yeah. Take a deep breath in. Relax your shoulders, exhale. Inhale, come back up halfway, untangle your feet. Big toes touch, little space in your heels. Exhale, back in towards yourself. Then inhale, chair pose. Knees bent. Bum comes low, you sit down into it. Yeah, so we're back where we started. This time we shift our weight to our right foot. Start to peel the left foot up and away from the mat. Draw the knee up into your chest. Find your balance here first. That's a bit easier. Either hands stay long out in front of you, or you bring your hands together in front of your chest. Flex your left foot. Press it back like you're pressing something super heavy, like a really heavy box. Press it towards the back room. Now turn your toes down towards the ground, so you roll the left hip down. Ooh, we're about to fall. Lift your right hip up. Yeah, zip up through your core. Press out through your left foot, and then either press the two palms together or reach your arm out straight out in front of you for 3. For 2, remember to breathe. And if you can't breathe, do less. Yeah. For 2. For 1, inhale, arms stretch forward if they're not already there. Bend deeply into your right knee and just drip your left toes down towards the ground. Crescent lunge, you arrive. A little bend into your back left knee is nice. Roll the right hip back, send the left one a little bit further forward and land. Steady your gaze. 2 arms stretch out towards the ceiling. 2 palms facing towards each other. Now leave your right knee as it is. Exhale, open out, warrior 2. So you open out the hips and turn the left toes out a little bit more. But keep sending your right knee towards the front room. Roll your shoulders out of your ears. Send the hands further apart. On your inhale, reach 2 arms up towards the ceiling, lengthen your right leg. Exhale, lower yourself back in, warrior 2. Inhale, reach up, sync the movement up with the breath. Exhale, land. So once you've finished your exhale, you've landed in your warrior 2. Last one, inhale. By the time the lungs are completely full, you've reached up. Exhale, you arrive. Second warrior, now stay low. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Take it up and back. Exhale, both of your hands come down towards the ground. Frame off your front foot. Take your left knee down to the ground. Maybe toe heel your right foot out just that little bit wider, and then caterpillar the foot forward. Flex your toes in towards your face. Yeah. If you have a block, if you have 2 blocks, that would have been a bit of foresight, wouldn't it? You can take your 2 hands onto your block. Sometimes you just have one, and you can kind of go underneath the right leg. That works too. And you work with your half splits, your Ardha, Hanuman. By all means, if you have more lengthy hamstrings and you'd like to go further in, go for it, yeah. But try and keep your hips nice and squared up towards the front of the room, because when you open up the hips, it goes kind of funny like that. No bueno, right? Think about squaring your hips up towards the front of the room. Yeah, so pull the right hip back, left one comes forwards. Just stay here, just for one more deep breath in. Feeling just enough of a stretch into the back of your right leg. Please don't harass yourself here and have a really hard time as you bully yourself into this shape. Your body will not thank you for it. Yeah. So just do enough. Just a little bit. Okay, come back out, press down into your hands. Left knee scoots in, right leg pulls back, press down to the sole of your right foot. And we find our quad stretch on the other side. So hand onto the ground or hand onto a block, depending on how you're feeling. Inhale, right arm reaches up, around and back. You pick up your left foot, you draw it in towards yourself, and the more you sink your hips forward and pull your foot in, the more you're going to get. Yeah. You also have the option of taking 2 hands to your foot and taking a little balance. Should have told you on the first side. At least now you know for next time. Press down into your front right foot. Make sure you got that steadiness there. You get a little wobbly otherwise. Take a full round of breath. And you come back out with control. So hands come down first. Then your foot. You look forwards. You shift your weight into your right foot. Pick the left foot up. And thread left foot behind your right foot. So it's the same as before, but a little different as we swap the feet over. Take halfway lift, and you can come up higher if you like. Exhale, bow towards yourself. Bend your knees a little bit, press down to the full corners of your feet, but lift your arches up. Can you allow the crown of your head to dangle down towards the ground? Good. Now remember to breathe. Thank you. And you come back out, take a half lift. Place your left foot next to your right foot. Pause. How long has that been? Great. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, bow in towards yourself. Last one. So you can manage to smile this time. Weights in your heels. Nice light toes. Utkatasana. Chair pose. Okay. Breathe. Now we're going to try and make this movement going straight down like an elevator. Not forwards, not backwards. Straight down. Yes, okay. Take a deep breath. So conceptually we understand. Alright, exhale, start to lower yourself down. Not forwards, not backwards, not upwards. Downwards, slowly, slowly. See if you can find that point where your legs start to tremble a little bit. Pause there a moment. Lift your lower belly. Keep on going all the way down until you're in a tiny little chair so you can catch the shape. Yeah, we find this easy. Press your heels down to the ground. Not everyone does. Bum comes down to the ground. Shins lift up. We will do the tiniest little bit of core. Squeeze your legs together, so it's like you want to zip them together into one leg. If you want less, hands underneath your thighs, just to drop your shoulders out of your hips. Option number 2, reach your fingertips towards your toes. No, okay. Option number 3, lengthen your legs nice and long. Now press your feet together, lift your lower belly, and we're going to lower for the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, zip everything together for 6, 5 is halfway for 4, for 3, 2, 1, come all the way down and just hug your knees in towards your chest. That's probably going to feel really nice. Probably, maybe. Hug your knees in close, take a little rock from side to side. Happy baby. See if you can press your lower back into the mat. So get your tailbone, press it down. Leave the entire length of your spine on the mat. As you split your knees out wide, start to lift your feet up towards the ceiling. Now if you can reach for your feet, congratulations, you can take hold of them. Yeah. If that's not the case, no dramas, hold on to your ankles, or my personal favorite, hook your elbows around the back of your knees, hold on to your hands. Yeah, go around the outsides. Yeah, and then rock yourself from side to side. Yeah. Need your feet a little pressed towards the ceiling as you use your arms just to draw the knees back down. Perhaps you close your eyes. And then release. Take 2 feet back down. Stretch your arms up and over your head, and our second to last shape of this practice is banana pose. Scoot your hips, I don't know, say about 10 centimeters towards the right. Lengthen your arms, lengthen your legs, and start walking your feet and your hands over towards the left corner of your mats, or both corners. So hands to the top left corner, feet to the bottom left corner, and then start to pull your right hip crease over towards the right hand side of your mat. Get a full side body extension from your right fingertips all the way down to your right toes. That entire chain of fascia gets a little stretch. And there's no right or wrong place to feel this. You're just going to feel it wherever is tightest. Yeah. So for myself, it pulls right through my underarm, through my shoulder, and across the front of my right hip point. Deep breath into your right side ribs. Exhale to empty it back out. And then release. Come back through center. Give your hips not just a little bump to the center line, but then take them all the way over to the left. Extend both of your legs long again. Take your feet to the bottom right corner, your hands to the top right corner, and feel yourself flatten out to the mat. So you don't want to be curling and bowing upwards. It's like a flattening, and then moving all the way through that lateral line of your body. For more intensity, pick up your left foot, hook it over your right one, take your right hand to your right wrist and stretch your left arm up and over. Personally, an extra foot hook is no bueno for my body. So have them play with it. Deep breath into your left side. Full breath back out. We come back through center. Scoot your hips in towards the midline. We're going to come into a final resting pose, Shavasana. So if you need a jumper or a blanket of sorts, I would fully recommend pop them on. And the traditional variation of this shape is arms and legs along. You're like a little starfish. Entire weight of your body drops down into the mat. If you can think of a different way that you would like to finish your practice, maybe it's in seated. You have your knees bent and your hands folded on your belly. My only ask is that you close your eyes down. Yeah? And you take one last deep and intentional breath in through your nose for your practice. Exhale, sigh out through your mouth. And you pull up any anchors that you've created in this practice, so you no longer need to follow the breath with your awareness. Just allow that to come and go as it pleases. There is no longer any need to manipulate it. If the mind wants to wander, let it wander. And you get the next little while just to integrate the effects of your practice. Time to notice how you felt before and how you feel now. And notice the difference in between the two, and this is our yoga itself, yeah? The shapes, they're just a tool that we use to find the practice. It's this internal shifting, which is what the practice is really about. Allow yourself to stay still. You've only been here for a little while, so if you'd like to stay here for longer, absolutely stay. Otherwise, we begin to make our way out the same way that we came in, so sharpen your awareness first. Notice the weight of your body. Feel the weight of your clothes, feel the weight of your head. Notice any sounds in the room or any smells. And taking your time, start to wiggle your fingertips. Start to wiggle your toes. Stretch your arms up and over your head and press out through the balls of your feet. So you take a nice full body yawn and maybe make a little happy noise as you do it. It feels good. And then draw your knees up and towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins, maybe even draw your nose right up and towards your knees. So you make yourself into this nice little compact ball. This collection of muscles and bones, organs and tissue that's home in your life. Take a little rock and roll up and down the length of your mat, rolling all the way through the length of your spine. You start slow, and you can get some momentum behind it. And we'll meet each other in a comfortable seat. When you've arrived, 2 hands, they press together in front of your chest. Feel the warmth in between the 2 palms. You can feel the texture of them, and you use this just to ground yourself this last time. Thank yourself for showing up. Thank yourself for taking the time, because I know it is not easy. Deep breath in through your nose. Full sigh out through your mouth. And bowing forwards in mutual respect, we say, Namaste. Namaste.